Hello guys, welcome to CBS free skill acquisition session. So today I'll be taking you on how to fry groundnut with Garri. As you all know, many people fry groundnut with sand, but today we'll be showing you how to fry groundnut with Garri because we believe that it is the safest way. In our session today, these are the items you will need to have a fried groundnut. So the main item, which is the groundnut, then we have our Garri, our salt, and then water. So the first thing we'll be doing now is to wash our groundnut. So you can wash your groundnut 2 times, 3 times, as the case may be. So this is our groundnut, and here we have our water. So what you do is to pour your groundnut into your water. So then you wash gently. Make sure you wash from bottom to the top. Wash it gently. And then the next thing you do is to filter the groundnut out of the water. As you can see, my
rolling action.
Okay, wow, now this is our clean groundnut. So as you can see, our water is very neat. So ensure that your water is neat to be sure that your groundnut is good enough. So the next thing we will do is to dry our groundnut. You cannot fry your groundnut looking all wet, so you dry it properly under the sun. Okay, so we have our very clean groundnut. As you can see, our water is pure. It looks clean. So that is when you'll be sure that you have a germ-free groundnut. Okay, so the next thing we'll be doing is to dry our groundnut. You cannot fry your groundnut looking wet, so you dry your groundnut in the sun. One of the things I use to dry my groundnut is a bag. So if you have a Garri bag, a rice bag, you can just spread it on the ground, and then you pour your groundnut. And then for those of us who go to work and we are scared that it may rain, you may decide to just spread it by the side of your house, and before you'll be back, of course it is groundnut, it should be dry. So there we go. Okay, so this is our clean and washed groundnut. So as you can see, my water is still very clean, and that shows that I have washed my groundnut several times to be sure that it is free of dirt. So the next thing we will do before spreading our groundnut to dry is to add our salt. So you have to add your salt in the right quantity. As you can see, this is about 3 cups of groundnut, and what I have here is 2 tablespoons of salt. So I will add my salt to the groundnut and then shake. So ensure that you shake properly, mix it such that your salt will go around the whole groundnut. And then if possible, you can taste your groundnut. So you just have a taste, it doesn't kill, just one. Okay, so this is very perfect. So the next thing we'll be doing is to dry our groundnut. So you can dry your groundnut under the sun or in your house if you are the kind of person who goes out and you want to be sure that your groundnut is safe. You can dry it in your kitchen. So I'll be drying my groundnut in my kitchen. So let's go. Okay, here we have our washed groundnut, and it is on our bag. So you can choose to use a tray, you can choose to use a bag, but just ensure that your groundnut is dry. Okay, so I'm drying my groundnut indoors because I probably will not be at home. Okay, so this is it, and then you'll see the dried groundnut later on. So you can dry your groundnut for 1 hour, 2 hours, depending on the weather. Wow. And here we have our dried groundnut, so we are ready to fry. Okay, so the next thing we'll do is to go to our gas cooker and start the frying. Okay, so now we'll be frying our groundnut, and remember we'll be using what? Our garri. The interesting thing about this garri is the fact that your groundnut will be strong. Unlike what people say that, oh, because it is garri, your groundnut will not be strong. No, that's not true. So the first thing we'll do is that we'll put our groundnut in our pot, our garri rather, in our pot as the base. So the reason we use a base is to ensure that the groundnut doesn't get burned. So this is our garri. So you turn on your flame or your fire. So the gas cooker is on. So you can just stir your garri for some seconds, maybe 30 seconds for it to be hot. So we will turn our groundnut into the pot. So this is what I am doing. I'm putting my groundnut in my pot, and then you will stir. So you keep turning. There is no particular pattern to turning your groundnut, but just ensure that you don't peel it off, or ensure that it is in whole. So you just stir. Just keep stirring your groundnut, and then ensure that it is not on high heat so that it doesn't just get brown and then it's not properly cooked. So I'll reduce my flame to a medium flame, not too high and not too low. So you keep turning. Okay, so while you are frying your groundnut, ensure that you check if it is ready. So for me, because I've been doing this over time, I know that in 20 minutes time my groundnut should be almost ready. So one of the things I do is that I pick one groundnut and I peel it, and then when I see that the peel is able to detach itself from the groundnut, then I know that my groundnut is ready. Okay, so my groundnut is ready. After 20 minutes, 25 minutes, your groundnut should be ready. So we'll be turning this groundnut into a filter to separate the groundnut from the garri. Another interesting thing about using the garri is that you can use it repeatedly, more than once. You can use it twice or even thrice. So this is it. I'll be turning my groundnut into this. Don't use a plastic sifter, please, so that you don't have a burnt plastic. So this is what I do. I take it to my pot and I shake. This is the separation method I use. Okay, so we have fried our groundnuts, and this is what we have. You know, we actually left it to be cold because it is not good to put hot things in plastic. So we avoided that. The next thing we'll be doing, because our groundnut is cold, is to peel the groundnut. We know that some people prefer their groundnut peeled, others prefer it unpeeled. That is why we use garri. Being that if you use sand, you're likely to have unpeeled groundnut with sand in it, and you know that's not really good. So we'll be peeling our groundnut. So here it is. So as you can see, it's coming out whole because it was properly fried. So you see, it looks like something stressful, but when you know how to fry your groundnut, it will be so easy. So this is in manual manual form I am showing you. If you have your money, you can also probably buy a machine that will help you do all of this. We have filled our groundnut, and this is what we have. The next thing we'll be doing is to bottle the groundnut. Now, these are the bottles we have. So you may actually fry groundnut for selling purposes and also for consumption at home. So these are the groundnut bottles you can use. So this is one of it, and we'll be bottling this. We'll be putting our groundnut in our bottle. Make sure it is airtight.